Hey, true believers, it's your trusty neighborhood video game reviewer here. It's the same crappy weather outside, so same setup. We're in the EP set doing a reviews on the run of Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. I've been playing this game over the last couple of weeks. Played some with my daughter. She had a smile on her face for a lot of it. But I have to confess something here. I actually needed to refresh my memory by looking at the trailer about all the stuff that's in this game. It is jam-packed, which is usually a good thing, but I feel like the game kind of it suffers a little bit from its convoluted kind of construction. You are facing off against Kang the Conqueror, this guy that can play with time, and what he does is he creates this massive megacity called Chronopolis. You know, it's tied with the time aspect there. And so what we get is various versions of Manhattan. We've got a future one, we've got a noir one, which is kind of set in the past. We've got Atalan, which is the Inhumans world. There's like an Egypt thing, there's a Wild West thing, medieval thing. All of it is sort of kludged together, or kludged together. I don't know what the right word is there, but you know what I mean, snapped together. Built like a real Lego city, but it makes it very confusing because you're bouncing from one area, like let's say you're in Manhattan for a second, then poof, you're in the Hydra land for a second, and then you're on the Kree homeworld. You've got all these little tiny spaces, which makes it visually interesting and aesthetically interesting because you get to travel and see a lot of variety in your open world kind of construct there, but it gets just a little scatterbrained. And I also found that the game, although it's loaded with 200 playable characters, and I love the Spider-Man sequence stuff. I love dancing around as Star-Lord when he puts on his headset and listens to that classic music from Guardians of the Galaxy. That was super fun. And, you know, there's lots of great little quips in there, and Peter Serafinowicz has some really nice stuff as Kang. He's very funny. He's always referring to himself in the third person and, you know, basically saying that join with Kang and life will be so much better, and there's lots of great quips there. You know, and everybody does a pretty solid job, you know, voicing the smart script that's in the game, and it's incredible that they are able to populate this game with so many different characters, but I found myself kind of going nuts trying to keep up with everything, and then I would have these little technical hiccups in the game where I'd like get to a choke point. I couldn't find a switch. I couldn't activate the next cutscene. I would like decimate the entire, you know, bust every brick I could in the space, but the little toggle, the switch that's supposed to be there to open up the next area just wouldn't be there, and I'd have to restart that level and lose all of my progress again so that the next time it would load up. And I found that a couple of times. I found like there were some pathfinding trails. You follow the blue translucent Lego studs to kind of get you to the next objective, and like the pathfinding would break all of a sudden, and some Lego character I'm following just would stay in place, and it's like, well, now the next little bit isn't being activated here. I feel like the weight of all of the design, all of the pieces, no pun intended, in this game may have been a little bit too much to match up with the release date. Probably a lot of this stuff is going to be taken care of with patches, and I am a huge fan of the Lego video games. I think TT Games is a phenomenal developer. I did feel like, you know, obviously we're treading over territory that we've treaded before, you know, so it's not like it's completely new kind of game systems and new gameplay ideas here, but it's still solid, it's still fun, it's still a treat to unlock those characters at the end of the level. I love the J. Jonah Jameson sort of story catch-up as levels would load in. I thought that was really cool. I also like that they kind of frame up as comic books after you beat a level. And of course you want to play through the story and then get the free run mode and go through and collect all the stuff. I also kind of dig the idea that the game serves as a way to get these snapshot looks at the various cinematic properties in the Marvel Universe. You get a little Thor Ragnarok over here for a bit, including an arena battle with Gladiator Hulk, which is pretty cool. And a lot of it is open-ended and kind of threaded in any direction that you want to go, so you don't really have to, you know, have this linear kind of progression. A lot of times you're given the option to join up with Team Captain America or Team Guardians of the Galaxies or Team Inhumans or whatever, and you get these little story beats with those specific characters. But then of course you can go back into any of those areas with any mix and match sort of super Avengers team that you want to. And when you're in those areas, after you've beat them already in the story mode, and you're in free play, you can play through these sequences with any character that you want. All of that stuff is cool. It just felt, I don't know, it just felt a little messy. And this is coming from a guy that's collected all of the Lego Dimensions stuff. There was just something about this game that just felt a little too incongruous and too smashed and rushed out to market. And I feel like the patches better take care of it, and it's still going to be a great game to jump in and enjoy, especially for you Marvel fans out there. You know, I'm still learning a lot about the extended Marvel universe. I've only really kind of gotten to know the Marvel world from the comics that I've read and the movies that I've seen, but there's lots and lots of lore that I don't know. And I love that TT and Marvel work so well together and dig so deep, because obviously there's a lot of love and a lot of passion to build us this really cool Marvel story stuff in here, but it is a little convoluted and messy, and it actually got me thinking, like, I would just love a Lego Thor Ragnarok game, or I would really love Marvel and TT to just build us an awesome Lego Spider-Man game. I think that would be great, you know, maybe. I feel like maybe they've just been overextending themselves with these massive ideas and these massive open worlds, and they got to keep one-upping themselves over and over again. And I don't know, I felt like this was a little too much, a little too cluttered. Still had fun, still think it's cool. I looked at it on the PS4 Pro and it looked great. It didn't really sort of take advantage of any of the hardware or the architecture that's available on the PS4 Pro. I didn't really see, you know, HDR or anything like that. It looks super shiny there. I also played it on the Switch and was impressed there, although you do take a visual hit. It doesn't have quite the polish and quite the shine, but it's still pretty cool to be able to take the Switch version of this game anywhere that you want to go. I'll tell you, you'll be playing it for hours and hours and hours. The story's gonna take you forever, and you're gonna be at like 25% or something like that. And then there's lots more to unlock. And that's always the best thing here, but I think it really comes down to your patience and your tolerance for more of that Lego-style gameplay and how much you love these Marvel characters. I didn't love this one as much as I was blown away by Lego Marvel Super Heroes 1, but I still enjoy it. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10.